There is a silent habit destroying millions of people every single day. A habit so deeply ingrained in modern society that most people don't even notice they're doing it. They explain themselves, constantly. They explain their choices. They explain their boundaries. They explain the decisions. And the more they explain, the weaker they become. Because every explanation is a hidden request for approval. Think about it: you make a decision, and immediately feel the need to justify it. You say no to something, and suddenly you start listing reasons. You choose a different path, and people expect a detailed explanation. But the Stoics understood something that most people today have forgotten. Powerful people do not live in defense mode. They do not spend their lives explaining themselves to the world. More than 1,800 years ago, the Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius wrote in his private journal that the strongest person is the one who lives according to reason, not according to the opinions of others. He ruled an empire, yet even he struggled with the pressure of people's expectations. And that pressure still exists today. But today, it's even worse. We live in a world where everyone is watching. Social media, public opinion, constant judgment. People are afraid to make decisions unless they can justify them. They fear criticism. They fear misunderstanding. They fear disapproval. And because of this fear, they slowly lose their power. But Stoicism teaches the opposite path. A path of quiet strength. A path where your life is guided by reason, not validation. Where your actions speak louder than explanations. Where your silence becomes your authority. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said something that still echoes today: don't explain your philosophy. Embody it. In other words, stop telling people who you are. Show them. Because the moment you stop explaining yourself, you reclaim something powerful. Your freedom. In this video, we will explore 10 Stoic lessons that will help you stop explaining yourself and take your power back. Lessons practiced by Stoics like Seneca, who believed that the more a person seeks approval, the more control they give away. If you truly understand these lessons, something inside you will change. Your confidence will grow quieter. Your decisions will become firmer. And people will begin to feel something different in your presence. Not arrogance, not aggression, but calm, unshakable authority. So take a deep breath. Slow down, and listen carefully, because the first Stoic lesson might challenge everything you've been taught. Lesson 1. Your life is not a debate. One of the biggest reasons people constantly explain themselves is because they feel their life is open for public discussion. But it isn't. Most people grow up believing they must justify their choices. Career choices, life decisions, relationships, lifestyle. But Stoicism teaches something radically different. Your life is not a courtroom. Your decisions are not arguments that require approval. When Epictetus taught his students, he warned them about the trap of seeking validation. He believed that the moment you feel the need to justify your life to others, you have already surrendered control of it, because now your peace depends on their understanding. And here is the truth most people never realize. Not everyone will understand you. And they don't need to. Modern example: imagine you decide to leave a job that everyone else thinks is safe. Your friends question you. Your family doubts you. People start asking questions. Why would you do that? Are you sure that's smart? And suddenly you begin explaining. You defend your decision. You justify your reasoning. But the more you explain, the more uncertain you appear. Because confidence does not argue. Confidence decides. Psychological insight. Psychologists call this the approval loop. The more we seek validation, the more dependent we become on it, and the more dependent we become, the weaker our sense of self becomes. Stoicism breaks that loop. It teaches internal authority. Your compass is inside you, not in other people's opinions. Practical exercise for the next 24 hours. Try this Stoic challenge. Make one decision without explaining it to anyone. Just act. Notice how uncomfortable it feels at first. Then notice how empowering it becomes. Because slowly, your mind learns something new. You do not need permission to live your life. Lesson 2. Silence is a form of strength. The second Stoic lesson is simple. Silence is not weakness. Silence is power. Modern culture teaches the opposite. People believe they must respond to every criticism, answer every question, defend every decision. But Stoics understood something deeper. Not every voice deserves your attention. The philosopher Seneca once wrote that the wise person wastes no energy explaining himself to fools. Because explanations rarely change closed minds. Modern example: someone criticizes you online. They misunderstand something you said. Your instinct is to respond, to clarify, to defend. But notice something. Many online arguments never end. Because they were never about truth. They were about ego, and Stoics refuse to feed ego battles. Psychological insight: when you stop reacting to criticism, you regain emotional control. Silence interrupts conflict. It breaks the emotional cycle. It denies your critics the attention they crave. And eventually, they move on. Practical exercise: next time someone criticizes you unfairly, pause. Take a breath, and say nothing. Watch what happens. Often, silence speaks louder than any explanation. Lesson 3. People often ask questions to control you. Many questions are not about curiosity. They are about control. When people ask you to explain yourself repeatedly, sometimes they are not seeking understanding. They are seeking influence. The Stoics understood this well. Marcus Aurelius ruled over politicians, generals, and critics. Every decision he made was questioned. Yet he reminded himself daily: if it is right, do it; if it is wrong, avoid it. No explanation required. Modern example: you set a boundary. You say you cannot attend something. Someone keeps pushing. Why not? Come on, just explain. But boundaries lose power when constantly justified. Sometimes the strongest answer is simple: I'm not available, and nothing more. Psychological insight: boundaries that require long explanations are often not respected. But boundaries expressed calmly and briefly create authority. Practical exercise: practice short answers. Not rude, not defensive, just clear. Example: I've decided not to. Then stop talking. Lesson 4. Over-explaining signals insecurity. One of the fastest ways people lose authority is through over-explaining. When someone gives 5 reasons for a simple decision, it often signals doubt. The Stoics valued clarity. Epictetus believed that a disciplined mind speaks simply. Because truth rarely needs decoration. Example: someone asks why you left a party early. Instead of explaining everything, simply say, I needed rest. That's enough. Psychological insight: confidence communicates in fewer words. The more secure someone feels, the less they feel the need to justify themselves. Daily exercise: practice reducing explanations by half. If your answer is normally 30 seconds, make it 10 seconds. Notice how it changes your presence. Lesson 5. You cannot control other people's opinions. The Stoics divided life into 2 categories: what you control And what you do not opinions fall into the second category. Seneca warned that trying to control how others see you is a form of slavery, because it places your peace in their hands. Example: you pursue a dream others think is unrealistic. You try explaining, but some people will still doubt you, not because your explanation was weak, but because their mindset is fixed. Exercise: when you notice yourself explaining for approval, ask yourself, am I trying to control their opinion? Then release that need. Lesson 6. Your actions should speak for you. Words can convince people, but actions reveal truth. The Stoics believed that philosophy must be lived, not explained. Again, Epictetus reminded his students, don't explain your philosophy, embody it. Example: instead of explaining your discipline, wake up early, work consistently, stay calm under pressure. People will understand eventually, without explanation. Exercise today. Replace one explanation with action. Let your behavior answer the question. If these Stoic lessons are helping you see your life differently, take a moment to pause, reflect, and stay with this video until the end, because the next lessons reveal something deeper. The final Stoic principle might completely transform the way you handle criticism, boundaries, and personal power. Lesson 7. Peace requires emotional discipline. When people explain themselves emotionally, they often regret it later. Stoicism trains emotional restraint. Marcus Aurelius constantly reminded himself, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Example: someone accuses you unfairly. Your instinct is immediate defense. But Stoics pause first, because calm responses protect dignity. Exercise: when criticized, wait 5 seconds before responding. This simple pause protects your clarity. Lesson 8. Not everyone deserves access to your mind. Another Stoic insight. Not every person deserves a full explanation of your thoughts. Your inner world is valuable. Guard it. Seneca believed that wise people choose carefully who receives their honesty and depth. Example: you share an idea with someone who mocks it. Lesson learned. Next time, share less. Exercise: be selective with who receives your personal reasoning. Not everyone has earned that privilege. Lesson 9. True confidence is quiet. The loudest people often feel the most insecure. The Stoics admired quiet strength. Epictetus believed that a disciplined person does not need applause. Their peace comes from living in alignment with reason. Example: two people enter a room. One talks constantly about their success. The other listens calmly. Which one feels more powerful? Often the quiet one. Exercise: practice saying less in conversations today. Observe more. Speak with intention. Lesson 10. Your power returns the moment you stop defending your life. This final Stoic lesson ties everything together. When you stop explaining yourself, your life becomes calmer. Your decisions become clearer. Your presence becomes stronger, because now your actions come from conviction, not approval. The Stoics lived in a world just as chaotic as ours. Political tension, public criticism, uncertainty. Yet their philosophy created inner stability. And that stability came from one simple truth. Live according to reason, not according to approval. Final conclusion: imagine a life where you no longer feel the need to justify every decision. Where your choices are guided by values, not opinions. Where your silence carries more authority than endless explanations. That is the Stoic way. The moment you stop explaining yourself to everyone, you reclaim something powerful: your dignity, your clarity, your peace, and most importantly, your freedom. If this message resonated with you, take a moment to subscribe to the channel. Because here we explore timeless Stoic wisdom from philosophers like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus, lessons designed to strengthen your mind and help you live with calm power in a chaotic world. And remember this final Stoic truth: you do not need to explain your life. You only need to live it well.